What's going on, y'all? This is Trix, and you're watching the Hip Hop Guru.
My name is Alex. This is another episode of the Sit Down on the Hip Hop Guru, and today we have a very special guest in the building.
I'm
Trix.
here, baby, man.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here, man.
Yo, you just showed us some crazy songs in the car.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Some hot fire.
Those are gonna take the city not only but yourself to the next level.
Yes, I believe so, man. I know so.
So before we get into that, we're in New York City. This is a special episode.
Yes.
Talk about your background and how you got to where you are today.
Okay. So for those who don't know, I go by the name Trix. I'm a Jersey Club producer, DJ, artist. I've been making music since I was 14. I'm a pioneer of Jersey Club music. I'm one of the very first generations of people who were producing Jersey Club remixes and Jersey-based sounds. I've been all over the world. I've produced songs for people who've, small people up to all the big dogs. I'm just everything, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So at the beginning, what is the biggest difference in the scene right now versus when you started?
So back then, it was very more underground, and it was very more like you had to be in the culture to know it. Whereas now, you could jump in the car, turn on the radio, and you'll hear a Jersey Club song, on the radio. You might that might be the first time that you hear it, or you might discover it. But for me personally, the first time I heard a Jersey Club song was 5th grade, and we took a trip to New York, and they were selling the mixtape CDs, and some girl bought a CD and was like, "Hey, you gotta hear this." Threw the little headphones on, because we had the CD players. Threw the headphones on, they played this Baltimore club track. It was a remix of the Elmo song.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so you guys should definitely go look that up. But yeah, and that was kind of how I got introduced to the culture, and I just fell in love with the music. And the greatest thing about Jersey Club is that it can mesh well with many different genres of music. It doesn't just go left or go right. It's universally able to just kind of chameleon its way into any other genre.
So what is it about the genre that allows it to do that?
The fact that it's really based around dance, and in all genres you dance, whether you're square dancing or you're two-stepping. Dance is always incorporated in music. I feel like dancing and music, they go hand in hand.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm from Toronto. How would you describe it to somebody who's outside looking in, that doesn't understand what it is, and that differentiates it from similar New York styles?
Okay, so I would say that Jersey Club music is a genre of music that not only wants to make you dance, but it's very fast, hard driven. There's a lot of bass, and overall, it's just catchy. After you play it one time, you're gonna want to run it back and play it again and again and again. And it's something that the kids can enjoy, and it's something that Uncle Sam, from down the block, can enjoy too.
So you have an advantage as well in this industry, because not only are you a DJ, you're an artist, you're a producer. How does that give you an advantage, when you're looking into making a song, and obviously you're playing it in the club and stuff like that, what people are looking at when they respond to a certain song being played. How does that give you an advantage over just a traditional artist?
Well, I believe the advantage that it gets is, from a DJ aspect, I've been DJing in these clubs for a long time. I've been DJing at these festivals, at these stadiums, and I know what they want to hear. I know sonically, I know what works in those different environments. So when I sit in the studio, I could sit down and be like, okay, this song is for the clubs. This song is for the arena. And I'm able to cultivate and really, really home in on all right, I know who I'm making this for. I know who I want to target. As opposed to someone who's just going into the studio and just making a dope song. They might, by mistake, make, an anthem for the arenas, but they won't have, the mindset or even just the thought process to think I want to make this so that way I can take it here and it's going to blow up, and everyone that hears it in that setting is going to love it.
No, absolutely. And you might be able to do it one time, but you're able to do it 2 times, 3 times, 4 times kind of thing. And that's something you've been able to do because you've also really used social media to your advantage. You have a lot of TikTok viral moments and everything like that.
Yes.
How was it when you first saw your first case on TikTok blow up and seeing that people were responding?
So what's funny about that, right? So during COVID, well, to my knowledge, during COVID, that was like one of my first viral songs. And I wasn't even promoting TikTok. I wasn't like, that wasn't in my,
It
that
just
wasn't on my
happened?
radar at all. So I was literally like just in bed scrolling TikTok. And I'm like, that sounds like my song.
That is crazy.
So I clicked it and I clicked into the sound and I'm like, oh shit, there's
That's me.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos here. So that was when I really started diving into like, okay, what is TikTok? Why are they making these videos? How did this even get here? You know? And then it was just through trial and error. I just kept trying different sounds and different songs, and I just kept promoting and pushing things. And eventually I found a groove. And the best way to do things is to rinse and repeat.
No, absolutely.
So,
You know, it's interesting because, you know, you have to adapt to the times changing. And you're talking about how they were selling CDs and cassettes in the streets beforehand. Now it's like you can do that with social media and all that.
yes.
You know, and what do you, you've recently joined Iconic Distro.
Yes, I did. I've joined Iconic Distro, and Jenna and Ripple, they really opened my eyes up to just thinking globally and internationally, and I've been able to connect with a lot of international artists on a lot of different projects.
What do you think is the future of the music industry?
The future of the music industry is, honestly, personally, I would say the independent artist, a true independent artist. And I believe that through all this new technology that's coming out now, we have a huge advantage, whether it's AI, Web3, even just digital. You know, it's not the same no more. Before, you would have to like get your songs in the stores, on the shelves. You don't have to do that anymore. You could just click a button, and now it's millions of people can see it.
It's crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
so we're taking advantage of that, and I believe that Iconic is cultivating and creating what's next. Because we're here now, but it's always about what's next.
No, I love that. So you're talking about independent artists. What does it mean to be like a true independent artist?
A true independent artist is not only just someone who's not on a label, but it's also someone who's cultivating, someone who's inspiring, someone who has multiple revenues of stream outside of music. And they're creating an imprint. You know, they're not just, oh, I'm just putting songs out and I'm not signed and I turned down the $1 million deal, and that's cool. But a true independent artist is making a wave and paving a legacy for himself without a label, without a company behind them. And they're doing that consciously, knowing that I want to leave a legacy when I leave this earth. And this is what I'm going to do by being an independent artist.
That's amazing. So let me ask you, what's your ultimate goal in your career?
My ultimate goal? You know, I haven't really thought about this a lot.
It's a tough one. It's a tough
Yes,
one.
it's a tough one. And I would say that my ultimate goal is I just want to inspire. You know, I want the kids at home or the young kid at home to be like, hey, I started doing this because I saw you do it. Or I'm doing this now because you inspired me to believe that I can do anything I could put my mind to.
That's amazing.
You know, I want to be able to inspire the next generation, because generations to generations, those is what last. Those are what more influential.
Yes.
Like, it's cool to have a little trend, go viral a couple times, you know, but when you inspire the youth and the future, that's when you leave a huge imprint.
Absolutely. No, that's the truth. So let me ask you, what was the moment that you knew that music would be your full-time career?
The moment that I knew music was going to be my full-time career, I would say, was when I was in college. So I went to college for like 3 years, dropped out. But my freshman year, I realized that, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, because I just had so many, like, imagine just going from, like, you're in school and you're doing music, but no one really cares, and, you know, nothing's going on. And then I went to college, and it was like everyone around me just loved what I was doing. They just thought that, like, it was so interesting, and they were so intrigued. And I realized that, like, hey, I'm doing something that not a lot of people are doing, you know? And it really pushed me. And then my sophomore year, I got signed.
Fire.
Yep, I went on my first tour. It was crazy, and it was amazing just to see my peers look at me and be like he's doing so much. Like, I can't believe he's doing this all from his dorm room.
That internal motivation.
Yes, and it just made me think, like, you know, I want the world to look at me like this. You know, I want everyone to look at me like this. I want to be able to inspire, and people will be like, hey, like, I saw him do this, and now I'm going to go do that, because if he can do it, I can do it too.
No, absolutely. So what kept you going and motivated when people weren't showing that support?
Really, my love for the music, because you know, in
Mm-hmm.
order to be successful, you have to fail a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I've went through a lot of failures, you know, but those built me to who I am. They've carved my characteristics, and I use that as just negative reinforcement. I'm like, all right, I didn't do it this time. I couldn't accomplish what I set out myself to do, but you know what? I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna put my best foot forward, and I'm gonna try again.
Mm-hmm.
And what really separated me from a lot of different people was that I just never stopped. I just kept going and going and going. And I didn't care if I failed 3 times this time or 2 times this time. I knew that as long as I kept doing it, next time I'm going to do it even better than the last.
That was like the most perfect answer that there could have ever been. Because, you know, it's like you have to be really crazy in the belief of your vision and thinking that you're going to make it, because everybody wants to tell you, you know, that you didn't do it or that you didn't do the right thing, you know, and then once you do it, all that matters is truly that you believed in yourself, because you have to be the first one to tell yourself that you're going to do that.
Yes, because in order for other people to believe, you got to believe first,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And once you believe, other people are going to believe after you.
No, that's the truth. So you're talking about DJing and going on tour and stuff. How was it going on tour and, you know, getting to the point you are now, and what was the biggest learning lesson about how to improve on your craft?
Well, going on tour at such a young age, I saw a lot. I wouldn't say that I was ready or that I wasn't ready, but it did expose me to a lot of things that I never really thought about. It made me see a lot of people who have been in this industry, have been doing music for a long time, and saw to where they were at.
Yeah.
And I was looking up to those people in that moment, you know, saying like, wow, like they've done what I'm doing and they got this far, you know? As far as touring, you know, touring was great. It's tiring. You get to travel, you get to meet a lot of different people. I feel like seeing so many different parts of the world at such a young age inspired me to make so much more music, because I was taking in a lot of things that a lot of people don't get to see and don't get to experience. You know, I'm 19, DJing a rooftop party downtown LA.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and it's like, who does that? You know, I'm just some little kid from Jersey. So, you know, it was definitely inspiring, and that's really what just kept me going.
No, I respect that. What was the most like, what was the craziest part of touring that you're a part of that kind of, you know, changed your perspective not only on life but also about the music industry?
I would say the craziest moment that changed my perspective would be when I did a tour stop in New York, and everything went wrong.
Oh yeah?
From the equipment down to like me even DJing. I didn't even really DJ that night. I had to do like a back-to-back set with someone else, and imagine getting thrown on stage with someone and you never played with.
Yeah, you're just like, uh-oh.
Oh, and it just made me think like anything can happen. I have to be prepared for the worst. Sometimes things are just not going to go your way.
Absolutely.
And I feel like with touring and with doing shows and everything, you just have to have that mindset of like, everything could go wrong, but as long as I maintain and keep myself afloat, I can get through this.
You know, that's the thing, because nothing you can do can change in the moment, but you can change the outcome based on how you handle the situation.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you've had some major collaborations as well. Brent Faiyaz, you know, Mano, Fabulous, Kato, so many people. How did those situations come about?
Well, with the Brent Faiyaz track, what it was is that shout outs to my bro DJ Taj, and we did like a bootleg remix to it at the time. And what's crazy is I was actually working a remote job from home, and I was for like a call center, and I don't know, I was just like, you know what, let me put the headset down, let me make a song real quick. And when I made it, I was like, yo, this is really dope. And then we put it out and it just took off, and it was just going and going and going. It was all over TikTok, it was all over Instagram, the Shade Room, Baller Alert, Hollywood Unlocked, it was just everywhere. And then I remember one day, I'm in the car, I get a phone call, hey, Brent's camp, they want to put the song out.
Yeah.
It was out in 24 hours.
Incredible.
Yes. And, you know, it just made me believe that, like, as long as you really put something out there and push it, even if it's an unofficial remix, a bootleg or something, and you're really pushing it, it can really reach new horizons. Like, perfect example would be my homie DJ Sage.
Okay.
She did a Coil Ray blend with a Busta Rhymes track. She did the Players Club, and she blended it with a Busta Rhymes track.
Fire.
To the point where not only did Coil Ray, give her that cosign, she got the cosign from Busta Rhymes as well, too. So, I'm starting to see, like, this is something that happens often. It's not, not to say that it's not rare, but when you got one and all everything's aligned, people are going to be receptive to that.
No, absolutely. And you never know what the outcome would be if you don't put it out first, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're just at the Shape 45, right?
Yes.
What kind of a full circle moment was that like?
So what's crazy is it's a full circle moment for me because years ago, my bro Taj, he used to, like, I wouldn't say sneak me in the station, but he would tell them, like, yeah, this is my photographer, this is my camera guy, and I'd be in there just, like, snapping pictures or getting videos and different things. And it was just a way for me to not only meet, like, important people and celebrities and different things like that, but it was a good way for me to network.
Absolutely.
And get other opportunities. And it was just a full circle moment because now I went from sneaking in as the photographer to
being that guy,
being the guest that's on on the interview. Yeah, I had my name up on the screen and everything. It was a very full circle moment. And being that my brother DJ Taj, he's a host for the Heavy Hitter show on Shade 45. That's my brother, and just as much as I want to see him win, he wants to see me win. So not only was it a full circle moment for me, it was a full circle moment for him too, because he's like, I've been working with you for so long, and finally, like, we're seeing some results. We're seeing you. Now you're here as a guest. Now I can interview you,
Yeah.
So it was very, very inspiring.
That makes the wins even more not even beneficial, but more, it's like more truly real and core to the heart.
Yes.
Because that's something that you guys have been, it's been so natural of a relationship, where you guys are just chilling and then you guys are able to do that on a level that's so high,
Yeah.
So that's the ultimate win. So talk to me. I know that you have music that's unreleased.
Yes.
When is the world going to see that?
So I have my track Get Into It that's out right now, and I'm following up with a track called Limitless. And what's dope is Get Into It is more of like the club track. Like, that's the one for the clubs. And the Limitless, that's ones for like the stadiums and the arenas and the festivals. It has more of like a core, like, just more like when I hear it, I see thousands of people. So
MSG.
Yes.
Yeah.
MSG, Barclays, everything. So that's what's coming up next is Limitless. Going to be putting that out very soon.
Sick. So, not to bump any heads, which one do you want it at more, Barclays or MSG?
I'm going to say both.
That's the safe answer. That's the safe answer.
Yep.
No, that's good, man. So if you were to go back and give yourself some advice that you know now, what would it be?
If I was to go back and give myself some advice, I would tell myself to believe in myself more. I would tell myself, don't be afraid, Go experience those uncharted waters. Try new things. Because a lot of the things that I was afraid to do and that I was afraid to try, I'm doing now. And a lot of things that I thought wasn't going to work or wasn't a good idea is a lot of things that I'm doing now. I'll tell myself, don't worry about what other people think. Do what you believe in your heart.
Yeah. That's the thing, because you're so scared to take that first step. But what does it really have a limitation on, like, towards anything you do? Because a lot of the time, a lot of people don't care until you're successful, right?
Yes.
But once you're successful, all that matters, like we were saying before, is that you were the one that went forward and you believed in yourself and you made it happen. And you did that, and look where you are today. So that's a testament of itself.
It's very true, man. It's very true.
But yeah, man, let us know, is there anything that you want the people to know?
I want the people to know I got some good music on the way for y'all. Limitless is coming out very soon. Get Into It is out right now. Shade 45 is going to premiere it. And if you don't know who I am and you're just discovering me now, welcome. Welcome. This is Jersey.
Jersey's in the building.
Yes.
My name is Alex. That's another episode of The Sit Down. Tricks, brother, thank you, man.
It's been a pleasure.